Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of me forcing my musical opinions on everybody else. What a time to be alive. So today, the song that we are going to be talking about is When I Was Done Dying, a song by Dan Deacon, which comes off of his 2015 album, Glass Riffer. This song has a very special place in my heart just because it's one of the few songs that I can actually leave on repeat for an extremely long period of time. And I think a huge reason for that is just the way that Dan Deacon kind of chooses to structure and assign roles to all of his instruments. In one way or another, all of these songs that Dan Deacon actually uses...
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy, Editing Thomas. So I meant to say instruments, not songs, and now I want to kill myself. So thank you very much. Please enjoy.
Are used for percussion more than anything else. Meaning we have the drums, but also we have the guitar and the mallets as well, which are also being used to kind of drive the song forward. What that kind of creates is an effect where this song feels like it's kind of pushing you towards the edge of a cliff. Another huge thing that I really like is that a large part of the song is just adding layers upon layers upon layers of either effects, instruments, or just different kinds of elements, such as him like layering his voice in different pitches and octaves. This song also creates a really nice bloom effect, just because when you start adding layers upon layers of stuff, right, it really starts to open up the sounds. And what eventually ends up happening is there's so many instruments and so many layers that he throws onto this thing that you kind of get overwhelmed with everything, and you're just kind of getting washed over, is what it feels like for me at least. You're getting washed over with like this huge wall of sound, and you're just kind of sitting back and you're just like... I think a really appealing aspect of this song as well is just that it actually creates a narrative. A lot of songs that we see today are talking about a concept, right? We're either talking about love, loneliness, what are we scared of, what do we want? But this song truly basically explains what happened when this guy was done dying, and basically the experiences that he's had throughout. The more you listen to the song itself, the more you actually start to realize the variety of instruments that he kind of uses throughout as well, and I think that's really cool. Basically, because the way that I like to imagine it is him just asking himself, okay, what if we put this instrument next, and this instrument next, and this instrument next, therefore creating that huge wall of sound. On paper, it wouldn't seem like a marimba and some weird synth thing would work together, you know, but it does. So it definitely sounds unique in the sense that these are combinations of instruments that we rarely hear, if at all. Obviously, this song also just does stuff that good songs should do in general, right? While there are a ton of instruments in this song, there's not one that's overpowering the other, so they all kind of seem to work well. And then also the actual dedicated percussion instruments, like the actual drums, juicy. I've never heard drums that are so thick and almost like tribal sounding as well, especially near the end. It's such a cool thing because he's talking about something that's really morbid. He's talking about death, and he's addressing the idea of like, okay, what happens after we die? And no one can tell you that. Death is such a morbid topic, right? Especially like in songs and stuff like that, no one really talks about death itself. We can talk about wanting to die, we can talk about someone who is dead, you know, in the sense of loss, but no one actually talks about the act of dying itself, because I think it's just a heavy topic. And so, but he addresses it in a way that is very otherworldly, and he also, with the accompaniment of these instruments that he's using, he explores the idea of death rather than dreads it. And it's something that you can really enjoy for yourself because it is so far off from any other music that we kind of see today. So, thank you all for tuning in, And we will see y'all next time.